Welcome back to the FPL Addicts podcast. Here we go for the new season.
Hello and welcome back to the FPL Addicts podcast season preview. We are back in the game.
Oh yes, come on!
We are back, baby. All the boys are here. Well, 4 of us are here out of the 5 that are on the podcast for this season. Alongside me in the studio for the season preview. How good's my mic, by the way?
What a start.
Oh, here we go. It's gone to rubbish already. Reedy's muted. My mic keeps jumping out. We are well and truly back. And we're in the studio. Chazza Roberts from Captain's Corner, based in Melbourne here with me. In Liverpool, Mikey and Reedy. Liverpool and Everton side by side, only on this podcast and not in the league. So, lads, we are back. Rev, how have you been, mate?
Yeah, I'm good, mate. I'm good. We've had a nice summer. It was good to see both you and Chazza over the summer in the
world
flesh.
Tour, didn't we?
Yeah, we had some lovely drinks together, and not that I can remember much of it though. but yeah, but I can confirm to all of the listeners that Jack is definitely a bad influence. And
come on, mate, behave. Listen, your initiation for the podcast, it was a year late, but it was but we had to go big, didn't we?
Yeah, we went deep.
Alongside Rev in Liverpool when I went to meet him was, of course, FPL Addicts Reedy, the big man, the hit man, the shit man. What's going on?
What's going on, with a bit of sheesh. But yeah, so, yeah, it's how we go. You go big or go home. So enjoyed it. Obviously meeting you. Mikey didn't enjoy seeing me. He only mentioned, you and Chaz are there. So
you say meeting
what it is, I guess, eh?
Oh, mate, it's just you're a regular occurrence now in my life,
Listen,
you're not a special event anymore. You're just more close to home than that,
What it is, though, what I will say before we crack on and, start the new season going into FPL, I can confirm that Mikey Ferguson can actually make an unbelievable roast dinner. 100%. Yeah. Roast potatoes on the money. So
he can make a great roast, but can he make a great team? We will find out. We will find out.
It can't get any worse than last year, surely. The only way is
yeah. I mean, if my FPL team was a meal, it'd just be dog food.
Sounds delicious.
Yeah.
Of course, over in Australia, here with me in Melbourne, Chazza Roberts. He's come back from his world tour. He went around the grounds in the Premier League at the end of last season. Did his stadium tours with the boys as well. Chazza, how have you been, mate?
Good evening to you, Jack, and good afternoon to you, Rev and Reedy. I'm really excited for the new season. It's safe to say it's been an eventful off-season as well, seeing the 2 fine gentlemen from Liverpool and having quite the wonderful time as it was. But listen, a fantastic game here to just smash out the opening game week. That's what we're here for. Richard, thank you.
Chazza, where was your favourite stadium in the UK? In the Premier League, from the Premier League stadiums that you went to?
Well, speaking of
answer carefully, Chazza.
Early in the season, if I had to select one between Chelsea and Liverpool, who I did the stadium tour for, I'm back in Stamford Bridge, I feel. I just reckon it was very in-depth and insightful, and the tour guy was really good.
Well, that's it, isn't it? I had to force Chazza to sit on the the manager's press conference.
You did a little presser, didn't you?
So reluctantly, yeah. I got him there. But as for his mate, Oz, he did give the middle finger while sat in front of the Mo Salah shirt. But he is a United fan, so you probably expect no less, And
fair
play to them both for doing the
good on him.
field tour.
So Stamford Bridge. Stamford Bridge, nice, mate. I made it over to the San Siro. Went to, looking for a bit of, Champions League duty from Champions League Fantasy.
Nice.
So I went and checked out San Siro. That was, pretty average. Only
Didn't
joking.
look average to me.
You are used to Melbourne victory, though. So.
Yeah, come on, mate.
Yeah.
Support your local team in that.
There are levels to this, aren't there? Melbourne victory.
But yeah. AC Milan, iconic. Stamford Bridge, iconic stadium as well. Nowhere near what AC Milan level is. However, very good, Chazza. It looked unbelievable, your trip. And obviously, all good to be back on the podcast. And we are welcome back, not only ourselves, but a few faces following the stream today. We've got Miriam. She's jumped on to give us a hello to all four of us. Hey, Miriam, thanks for joining us. Coop Dog is back. Coop Dog. 2 days to go. He is well and truly locked in and watching the stream. Thanks for joining. Cole, one of our biggest fans. We need a holiday and go and see Cole.
He's already taken one of my jokes off me that I was going to make when I was sharing my brand.
There we go.
It's Martin because I've got Marcus Odegaard and Martin Rashford in my team. So
unbelievable.
Well played, Cole. Well played, mate.
But welcome back to you. Welcome back to the stream, mate. Thanks for joining. And Coop Dog, the bridge will always be clear. He's just jumped in there.
Bold statement.
Bold, very bold. But listen, today podcast, we're obviously going to chat about maybe some top picks that we're looking for the season preview. We've obviously got a preview game week 1, like doing 2 episodes this week. We'll do tonight and we'll do Friday night on the kind of deadline stream. Big Reedy, you're going to lead that one, aren't you, mate?
Yeah, of course. Yeah, I'll leave that one.
Yeah.
Not a problem, Jack. I mean, if you want to listen to me talk nonsense, which is probably 23/7 anyway. Let's get involved. And Friday is just going to be so much excitement and so much build up to that first deadline. Get involved.
Excited. Are we thinking this is going to be the best season yet in the Premier League, or the best one for a while? There's so many teams. Obviously, we can deep dive in some transfers and look at all these different picks and all the teams that are maybe looking a lot stronger, and they've reinforcements, new signings. Transfer window has been busy. Are we thinking this is going to be a big one, Chazza, this season? Is this going to be the best one yet?
I think so, yeah. But let's just go back to the storylines from last season when you both said course. So we've got a few of them
Here we go.
Throughout the entire campaign. Yeah, here we go. Indeed. You remind me of Fabrizio Romano on Twitter. So when you said that, it reminded me of a Captain's Corner in Game Week 11, because I did my compilations up on my YouTube channel, by the way, at Chazza Roberts. Give it a follow. 3 subscribers. The only way is up. And when Elliot tried to handle Captain's Corner, I just went, meow, 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 and then just said, lights out and away we go. Then welcome to Captain's Corner, and then bang, smash into the selections. That's what we're all about.
What can we say, boys? I mean, that was 30 seconds of pure dynamite right there.
Pure.
What else can we expect from Chazza?
Yeah, you can tell he's had a shower and he's fresh.
For a change.
Can't you?
And a fresh shave.
Yeah.
Oh,
no muzzy. Oh my god.
Muzzy. The muzzy's gone.
Yeah, the mustache is away. It's weird seeing your baby face.
Because people at umpire training have not noticed it, but I got rid of it. It would have been on August the 1st, which would have been a Tuesday, I think. And it marked exactly 69 months since I last shaved the mustache, which would have been November the 1st in 2020.
Nice.
What's next, Chaz? Are we gonna give the mullet a trim or no?
Nah.
It's here to stay.
It's here to stay. It's legendary. I'll make friends out of it. I've got a story, actually, by the way. I know we've got an agenda to get on with. So I was at Richmond, Melbourne 2 weeks ago. And where my seat was, another mate of mine was sitting on the aisle next to me. But he noticed there was someone called Robert Di Domenico. But with him was Ian Wright. So Ian Wright was at the game. And
Ian Wright?
Yeah, Ian Wright.
Yeah.
Pretty much sat in the same aisle as me, but just a few rows down. But I was coming late because I was coming back from another Aussie Rules game down the road from Marvel Stadium. So once I got there, I tried to see where Ian Wright was, and he wasn't even at his chair. It just went up to the corporate box, smashing down meat pies. I was truly heartbroken that I never got to say hello to him.
Right.
Yeah, you think he would have enjoyed caressing the mullet?
It probably would have, actually. Yeah, it has to, yeah.
How could he not? He hasn't had hair since
That's not
he's ever had hair. Has he had hair? 1980, 1980s.
Right? Yeah.
Probably be pretty jealous, to be fair. I mean, we all are. So,
I mean, I think the aim, Chaz, is one day you've got to get to the level of Valderrama, and then you'll truly be established as one of the greats.
I think that the real aim should be to be 10 minutes into a FPL podcast and talk about actual FPL.
Yeah, well,
we've lost all of our viewers already.
Speaking of Colombians, I went to the Colombia-Jamaica game last night. Women's World Cup. Oh, you were there? Sorry, mate.
Oh, that's all right.
I thought you were about to say something else then when you started talking about Colombians. I'm glad it went to football and not,
Yeah.
But FPL, Mikey's got a very, very good point. Come on, boys. Let's what we're here for.
Let's show that we're ready.
Let's get involved. Let's talk FPL.
Wait till I'll stitch you up then with what is happening. No, I'm joking. Listen, we've got our leagues that we want to promote. We've got our public league, which can enter. I think there's over 1,000 people in there now. Let's get that. Let's grow that even more. I'm going to put that in the description below. You can actually get there now if you jump in the link tree in the caption below. You can jump on there. Public league is on there. There's also the women's league that any female managers, please do join. But the public league, the code is jkozym, and the women's league is XBL700. So yeah, you can go and join them leagues now. That'll be great to have you in there. Let's get them leagues promoted and pushed out. Oh, boys, did you like your little panel announcement on Instagram at FPL Addicts podcast?
Oh yeah, very flattering photo of me looking
I
glorious.
did ask in the group, the WhatsApp group, send your photos in.
Yeah, you did too. I forgot.
You did. Yeah.
There you go.
I mean, I sent them to you personally.
You did, and I did use one of them as well.
Yeah, nice one.
Excuse me.
Nice
we
one.
talking about a different sort of folder here, boys. Keep that to yourselves. Come on.
Yeah, it's mine and Jack's private one that we send to each other exclusively for our bromance.
Yeah.
Speaking of Rev, I think he makes a really good point. I think we need to get back onto topic. So I was just
well said, Coop. Well said.
It's like this is absolute nonsense. Listen, it's a bit of a reunion. First 12 minutes, reunion, catch up, see where we're at, and let's crack on. So we plugged the leagues. They're the leagues that we're running this season. So please do join them, share them with your mates, get them involved, and see how we go. Let's have a look at what notes we've got this week, lads. Obviously, no one's done updated any notes yet. Let's go through summer transfers. Obviously, the big transfer window. We're going to start with Arsenal, and we're going to go to Chaz Roberts with Arsenal. Give us an update, mate.
That's all right, yeah. Well, we signed Kai Havertz, and the next day I went to Stamford Bridge, and he was still on the Wolves. So that's a start. Kante already went to Saudi Arabia, but let's get back to Arsenal more importantly. We signed Declan Rice, which I feel is quite an important signing, considering Jack has now gone to Bayer Leverkusen as well. I think he will go from strength to strength at our football club. At first, I didn't think so. I thought he would be better off at the Bundesliga, but the way he played in that Community Shield, he was very composed on the ball too, in addition to the pre-season matches he's already played. I feel he's got a lot of confidence in him already. But it will be interesting, considering Jesus is out for, I think, the opening month. So who do we start up front? Do you go for a mixture of a Trossard, Martinelli, Saka type bit? And yeah, Matt Turner's gone to Nottingham Forest as well just before. It might be a worthy 4.0 option. Yes, Coop Dog, we're talking about budget enablers. There's one of them. Bang.
Bang. There's your latest. Is David Raya coming in?
I've got a feeling
is that happening? Is that happening? Not too sure.
I think so.
Yes, it is.
I think so.
All right. Fabrizio Roberts.
It's got a good ring to it, doesn't it?
It does actually sound quite good. I like that. Justin Timber, or what he's called, Hurrien Timber.
Yeah, Hurrien Timber. Yeah,
left
I'd
back.
like to look at him as well.
Centre back, right back. Where does he play?
I think once Gabriel and Saliba both stay fit, he goes right back. I think his pace will be a good asset for us.
I feel like you've got too many right backs. Have you not got loads of right backs?
No, so you've got loads of centre backs who can play at right back.
It's similar to what City have done, really, in a way, like the versatility of players that can adapt to different formations, and it's quite a clever thing to do, to be fair. But Ben White's looking awesome at right back. I wouldn't want to take him away. Timber's going to be the left back because Zinchenko's injured at the minute.
5.5, by the way, Ben White.
Yeah. At some point, he'll become an option. He will, but Timber's probably going to play left back because A, Kieran Tierney's not it. B, Tomiyasu, I don't know. He's drunk sometimes when he plays. He's not the best. I'm sure Chaz will agree. And Zinchenko's injured, so that left back slot is Timbers to lose at the minute. I think he'll be starting.
Answering Coop's question, I think Rice will be inclined to play in a double pivot with Thomas Partey.
Yeah, well, that's what he set up with in the Community Shield, didn't he?
He did. I thought it works well. It's just can those two.
So you're happy with the signings then? Happy with the signings?
Content is the best way to put it.
What else did you need?
Well, we needed a backup goalkeeper, which I think we're on our way to. But aside from that, I think we're looking okay across the park.
Yeah, right. The Saka, 56.8% ownership. Odegaard, 22%. Martinelli, 14%. Martinelli's still quite low, but I think that was because of his 8 mil. Ben White, 10.3% ownership at 5.5 million. I think that's a bit of a surprise, the ownership level on that. It's quite higher for that amount.
Yeah, it's mainly due to our appetising fixtures for the first 6 weeks of the season, starting off with Nottingham Forest at home.
Yeah, I'm just going to sort this by selection as well. Saliba, 5 mil, 16.9%. And I think Coop Dog, yeah, you're right. I think he's pretty nailed there. Chris, who's joined us, obviously you just mentioned Timber as well. Is he being overlooked? Probably wait and see, Chazza.
Yeah, I think so. It feels with our defenders this season, we'll touch base on them shortly, but it seems relatively nailed who the majority of fantasy managers are going to select as well.
Yeah, fair enough. All right, we'll jump into Aston Villa. Outstanding last season. Had a really good comp. Reedy, any moves from Aston Villa? The Villa?
Oh, I love me a Tyrone Mings, but I just don't know. Ollie Watkins.
Right, I'll tell you. Pau Torres is coming from Villarreal. 33 mil, right? Yeah. So great signing. I think United were looking at him obviously a couple of seasons ago. He's coming in at what? How much is he?
4.5 years.
He is 4.5. There's a lot of 4.5s in the defenders this season. There's a massive one there. Who else have we got? We've got Diaby from Leverkusen. He's looked really impressive from what I've seen around Europe, around the grounds, and what I've heard about him. Coops just mentioned him as well on the stream. He's coming in. Tielemans, we know what he's capable of when he's on fire.
Oh,
really impressive.
Only scores screamers, doesn't he?
Only scores screamers. He's a freebie as well, isn't he? What a good signing that is. But in FPL terms, Tielemans, 6 mil. Don't know where that fits in people's teams. Probably doesn't. No, I imagine.
Probably doesn't. No.
I'd probably rather picking up Declan Rice instead. Rice 5.5. Is that right? No.
Yeah, correct. They've also got in Bednarek and Dendonka too.
Nothing really appeals for me from a Villa perspective. Apart from Ollie Watkins, I think. Yeah. He's 8 million. He's the second most selected striker in the game now with Jesus Cuckoo being injured. So, yeah, I mean, there's a lot of question marks as do we just start with Watkins because he's nailed for the minutes, he's on pens.
He's price, yeah.
Yeah, well, for Watkins it is. But they've got, Newcastle first game. Villa's fixtures they're a bit up and down. They've got Everton game week 2. They've then got a game week 3. They've got a bit of a tough one again. Game week 3 they've got Burnley, which is a decent fixture, and then game week 4 it's Liverpool, which I know we leak goals, so we'll probably concede to them anyway. But it's Newcastle, 2 good fixtures. Liverpool,
It's probably not. I think the Watkins perspective. Just on that note, before we move on to other transfers, it's probably international break there after the Liverpool game, and then obviously they've got some good run of fixtures perhaps there, aren't they? So yeah, Villa's probably want to watch after that international break. But some good moves by Villa, strengthening the back line. Mings and Pau Torres at 4.5. Matty Cash, 4.5. And then Watkins, as you mentioned, at 8. Elsewhere, Bournemouth. Now, Justin Clive, I put this in the WhatsApp group the other day.
It's totally mad that he's gone to Bournemouth.
I'm mind blown.
What a weird transfer that is.
Yeah, so obviously coming in from Roma, they've signed him for 9.5 million. So what is he in the game? Is he like a 6.5? Is he Clive? Oh no, Clive's 5 mil.
He's 5 mil. Yeah,
5 mil. Probably overlooked. I don't think. Listen, by name, he's got a huge reputation, but by ability, probably not. No. He's not probably shown as much, but he has played in the top leagues. He could be one to watch. He could be like that, Pereira from last year sort of thing. Could be interesting. Could be interesting there, but I think that's the only one that kind of really stands out name-wise. But they have signed Hamed Traore from Sassuolo for 20 million. Anyone know anything about him?
No idea.
To be honest. No. That's the thing. I don't think at any point while I've been looking at a couple of drafts, I've looked at Clive at all. Any Bournemouth players, never mind just Clive.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I mean...
the fixture list reminds me of like a couple of seasons ago where the best teams had the best fixtures. Like, so Man City have incredible fixtures, Man United have incredible fixtures, Chelsea have great fixtures, Liverpool have great fixtures, Arsenal have great fixtures as well. So, like, I'm not sure why when the budget is so able to stretch quite easily to get us 2 or 3 of players from each of them if we want, why we would be going to teams like Bournemouth or something like that. I think the only other team that I think is great for that and isn't like in the top 5, I would say, is Brighton, who could be great options this year while we're talking about budget enablers. But yeah, there's a couple from there who are great options too.
Yeah, more on that. Brentford, couple of good signings. Biggest name, Romeo Beckham in. Probably going to play in the B team, of course, but I don't think he makes it on FPL. Nathan Collins from Wolves. I think we picked him a couple of years ago. I feel like Nathan Collins was on the radar for Wolves doing about 2 years ago. But obviously Brentford, really strong last season. Their fixture run isn't that bad either. Not too sure on some of the signings, who they are. Kevin Shard, I can't really remember him. He's coming for 20 million, so he's coming with a big price tag. If anyone knows much about or have been scouting Brentford, let us know how he goes. I'm just going to jump in and see how much is he on there. Shard. Can't see him.
A quick question. So just back on Bournemouth, what did everyone think in regard to Gary O'Neill leaving? Did you feel it was an overreaction by the club, or was probably an intention?
You don't know what's gone. You don't know what's gone on behind the scenes. Really, I don't think it's been too publicly disclosed what's happened. Is that right?
Yeah, so he did an amazing job as manager.
Incredible.
Yeah. And he leaves. It's similar to managerial rounds with Lopetegui at Wolves as well.
Yeah, he's gone this morning. Is that right?
Yeah.
Yeah, but they're doing a huge sell-off, aren't they?
They are.
All the Portugal squad have gone.
Managers at Bournemouth have famously not got on well with the board. So we had Scott Parker, didn't we? Or was that?
Yeah,
Bournemouth. It was Bournemouth. Yeah. And then this season again, like another surprise sacking. I think, it's not unfair of managers to go and demand money to make some good transfers in the summer. And maybe they just don't take too kindly to it. So,
yeah, fair. Over to Brighton, they've been making a few moves in the transfer market. It looks like they've spent a fair bit of money. I think one of the ones that's kind of stood out for me is João Pedro from Watford. He's coming as definitely an enabler in that team as a third forward, 5.5 million. He's currently in my team, I must say. I think he could do really well in a Brighton team. We know FPL hasn't been too kind with a lot of the price increases for the midfield maestros of Gross, Marsh and Mitoma, all going up by 1 mil, if not more, all at 6.5. But obviously incredible assets. A lot of strikers to choose from them, but they've got obviously attacking wise, but still some good prices as those budget strikers.
I think as far as João Pedro is concerned, I think we all went through a phase couple of seasons ago where we did have some Watford attackers in our team because they had some good fixtures.
Didn't you do who had a triple up? I think that was you, Mikey, on it.
It was me. I went for the triple up.
Didn't you captain Dennis as well?
No, I captained Yao Pedro. I didn't captain Dennis. No.
No.
But as far as Brighton are concerned for him though, like I think he's a really good player. He's on penalties. He's 5.5 mil. He's the big money signing. He's got the number 9 shirt. I think that's a bit of a statement in and of itself. I think he really suits the play style of RDZ. So, I think it could be a great option. That's why he's in my team as well.
Yeah, bagged 11 goals in the Championship last season. Struggled the season before with just the 4 goals with the pressure of being Mikey's captain. So that's where he struggled in there.
Just cursed. I'm just cursed.
Just cursed him. Yeah, don't pick him. All right, elsewhere, let's have a look. Burnley up in the Premier League once again. Tough first gig as well at City. Yeah. I feel like Vincent Kompany is going to be playing.
Seeing Burnley back, but in addition, it's a complete different style to what Sean Dyche set out. Yeah. I read an article. One of the traditions that have been abolished is that players aren't able to receive their birthday cake when it's their birthday at the football club. Because Sean Dyche could just get away with it, but Vincent Kompany, no, mate, not having that. We're going on the training track.
Get out there and run, lads. No cake for you, Reedy.
What's your thoughts on that, Mikey?
It's me who needs less cake, lad. Stay to me.
Oh God, bloody hell, mate! All right, don't be. It's not a roast.
It's all bought and paid for, mate. It's all bought and paid for. No, I think in terms of like the Everton side, and obviously we've got Danjuma, who could be good under Sean Dyche, but he does keep it strict, and so maybe he'll be good for Danjuma. Who was brought
Stay away from the cake. Stay away from the cake, Danjuma. No cake for you, son.
Yeah, he was brought into Spurs last season and then just wasn't played at all. So I don't know. Maybe he just needs to be managed a little bit more or something like that, or maybe he just wasn't suiting the style of the manager or the style of play.
Keep away from the staff, from the kitchen, from the players' kitchen.
I mean, Everton, we can't go picking and choosing who comes to our club. If anyone comes to our club, it's an absolute gift. Now.
Fair enough. Obviously, Burnley spent a bit of money on Trafford, who obviously is outstanding last season. England under 21, unbelievable. Looks like a real player, and he's at 4.5, so he could be one to look at for your goalkeeper. Headaches. Elsewhere, transfers. Who are we on next? We're on the Chelsea.
Yeah.
Oh my God, how big is this list of new transfers that are coming in? Jesus.
Yeah.
Oh, they signed Robert Sanchez.
Yeah, they have for 7 years.
I didn't even see that.
Where have you been, Jack? What's going on?
Oh, mate, been working, lad.
Completely revolutionised the lineup. There are some options we need to discuss. I think one of them is Ben Chilwell getting back to full fitness, especially. I think is at an attractive price tag. I think he can do some damage this season.
What about the new signings, Chazza?
Yeah, about that.
It's on this transfer window.
Yeah, I forgot. I thought it was injury window.
Nicholas Jackson. Let's talk about him. There's been a bit of chat already in the stream.
Yeah, he appears to be playing a little bit further forward than Nkunku when Nkunku plays. But speaking to a few Chelsea fans, though, they were tempted to go with Jackson over Nkunku anyway before Nkunku got injured. But I think, according to some of my mates who are Chelsea fans, they just think that the Chelsea attack isn't worth it without Nkunku because he seems to make a lot of things happen. Just Nkunku dropping deeper and playing in Jackson seems to be really good. But other than that, they just don't really have anyone who's going to be creating in that number 10 role that Poch likes to play. So could be. This is what I'm saying, Coop, is that I wouldn't touch Jackson at the moment, even though it's Nkunku that's injured, because Chelsea fans don't believe that he's getting the service. Yeah,
shocker for Nkunku. I think it was pretty exciting to have him in the league and see him get going. But yeah, see what Chelsea, a wait and see for me as well about Chelsea. I'm not too set on looking at them at the minute, but they can definitely do things. From there, I think there's a Diassi in there. Not too sure how good Disassi. Yeah, I reckon that's how I'll go with that one. See how he goes. Robert Sanchez.
You're sassy.
I'm sassy. We'll see how that goes. Elsewhere, next in Crystal Palace, never big in the market, but Jefferson Lerma, good signing from Bournemouth. He's had some good moments in the Premier League, and then they've signed that Mateus França from Flamengo, who's also just picked up an injury. 19-year-old striker, and he's just picked up an injury as well. So blessed is Roy Hodgson in there. He is in there, isn't he, Roy Hodgson? I didn't actually see any news about updates with him. He is still the manager of Crystal Palace.
Yeah, he is.
Go on, Roy. Go on, Roy.
Still going.
And then Everton, big in the transfer market again.
Oh, yeah, massive. Just
Ashley Young on a free, Danjuma on loan, done.
Unreal. Oh, yeah. Just like in general, like I've said to myself the past 2 seasons, I'm not going to have any Everton assets. I always fail and my head gets turned. We have a good run of fixtures or DCL scores 1 goal in pre-season and I'm like, let's go. Like I'm ready to be hurt again. But this season, I'm just telling myself, no Everton assets. Just no, don't do it. I see a lot of people on Pickford.
Seamus Coleman or something, or Iwobi at some point, aren't you?
No, not even once. Everton are like meth. Not even once, mate.
Dele Alli's, put his video out there. Respect.
Yeah, that was quite emotional and like respect to him for that.
But he's now got a hip injury, so
yeah. It remains to be seen if he'll become a good FPL asset, but I hope he does. I hope he gets back on it. But
John Philip Gabaman might actually play for Everton at some point as well.
I forgot he still existed. He's been injured for 4 seasons.
Phil Jones.
He literally has. He has.
Yeah, I'm not even joking. Like
McNeil's also got an ankle injury.
Here's how injured John Felipe Gabaman was. Right. Is that we sold Idrissa Gana Gueye, right, and we brought in to replace him, Gabaman. And then Gabaman spent the next 3 seasons injured, and we thought, we should get another defensive midfielder in. And to replace Gabaman, we brought back Idrissa Gana Gueye after 3 years at PSG.
Yeah, wow.
And I was just like, that's how much we didn't have a defensive midfielder.
Yeah, just quick question from Colm there. Rev, will Mopé play up front for the Fulham game? Not too sure about the playing, but he might play.
I was going to say, if
it starts,
play is a strong word, isn't it?
11 people on the ground.
Yeah, I don't think he will. I think DCL has been playing pre-season, and he did manage a full game the other day in which he did score a penalty. But don't do it to yourself, mate. Just don't do it to yourself.
Don't look it.
I care about you too much.
Now, this seems like a bargain. It would have been a couple of years ago. Raul Jimenez signing for Fulham, $5.5 million, and he is $5.5 million in the game. Can't stay fit, never been the same since his head injury, but a bargain, one to look at, not consider.
Yeah, one to watch, not to start.
Fancy it, Chazza, maybe?
I just love his name. I love his face. There's a lot of things I love about him. I loved his head before his injury. I still love his head, to be honest. And it's the way he heads goals.
Okay, fair enough, mate. Fair enough. Liverpool, Reedy, you spent a bit of cash, 95 mil. Alexis McAllister, you absolutely love Mac 10 last year.
Yeah.
Thoughts on him coming in this season?
Yeah, buzzing. I mean, for the price we got him as well. Jesus Christ.
FPL terms?
FPL wise,
6 mil.
He's played a bit more further forward in the team. Compared to the likes of Szoboszlai, it's difficult to know because of his versatility. McAllister, he can play more of a deeper role. He can support the attack. He's not a pick. He's not. I don't think he's an option realistically.
Is he going to be starting? Is he starting will he be starting every game?
McAllister and Szoboszlai will be the new.
Yeah, definitely.
They'll be starting every game. Yeah, they'll be starting every game. But yeah, I like him. Still like him. Whether he'll be pick him in FPL, probably not at the minute. And then Szoboszlai, I think looks great.
I'm going to get sick of you saying that name.
Soberslide, lad.
Soberslide with so much fly coming out of your mouth.
Yeah.
I know. It's just,
I do think that...
He's got a nickname. He's not got like a Mac 10 name. Can you abbreviate it?
Dominic, we can call him instead if you really want, Yeah.
I think Soberslide and Mac 10 could become options, but only if you sign Lavia. How far are you into that, Reedy? Do you reckon? What's the news?
I think that deal's done. It's just ironing out a few, financial things with it. He didn't play for them in the Carabao Cup. I think he wasn't even in training. So it looks like that one's going to be done. Whether it's going to be done before this weekend is probably unlikely. Even if it was, would he start? So it's good that we're getting him in, but it's a little bit too close for my liking. But yeah, it's an absolute minefield for when we've got all our team fit. The attack, it's just, and this relates to FPL as well. Who do you pick? It's just a lottery at the minute. Who's going to start? So Salah and Trent, you can go with them, but they're very, very pricey, my friend. So it's the issue.
Fair enough. A team that have been big in the market more than Everton or Luton Town signed a couple of players in there.
Such a gift.
That was a great little segue there. I like that one.
Yeah.
Tati Chong from ex-United, signed from Birmingham, 4 mil. Done his bits in the Championship. Now it's time for the Premier League for old Chongi, and see how he goes. All the other players probably not too sure. Oh, Marvellous Nakamba is signed from Villa as well, but probably not too many big names in there to be looking out for. But I think it's a wait and see with some of them new signings. Over to City, they've obviously splashed the cash. Kovacic's just come in for 30 mil from Chelsea.
Not an option.
Not an option.
Nah.
No, okay. And Vardiol, is that how you say it with the silent G?
Vardiol, Cordial? I don't know.
All right, Cordial.
Guardiola sounds Vardiol.
I think he's just taken the most expensive defender price tag from Leipzig, 77.6 mil. Oof. Gives a bit of a headache, really, because
it does.
Stones, Diaz, Laporte, and him, and Walker. They've got some serious depth, haven't they? Ake. Akanji.
Oh my god.
Oh my life.
It was the young
Cancelo's
lad
still there?
Cancelo's still there, and it was the young lad that replaced Cancelo.
Lewis.
Lewis.
Yeah, Lewis.
So that's 19 defenders.
Yeah.
A couple of them, how many can you move to midfield? Interesting.
It's one of them is that like Stones is in my draft at the moment, but only because of the appeal that he would play in one of those two defensive midfield slots. But then in the Community Shield, they had Kovacic and Rodri, which to be fair is a great midfield. But it's one of them.
The only advantage. Sorry, go on.
I think people are gonna, unless obviously Stones plays against Burnley on Friday, starts as in if we get leaked and so on.
As the right back midfielder.
No. Well, either way, if we get a leak that he's starting, people will feel more comfortable. But you'll find that I think people will not be picking him because of what you mentioned there about Rodri, Kovacic. They're going to sign potentially Paqueta. I don't see Stones really becoming as much of an FPL. It's because the issue we've got is it's literally what you guys just said: the depth and who do you pick? Who's he going to start?
He's got a squad for every competition.
That's the problem. Yeah, so you go with Haaland. There's your one. All right, who do we then pick after that? It's him
and Edison, isn't it? Guaranteed.
ADB is the one who's kind of he was meant to miss at the beginning of the season, right? He's hardly played pre-season, but I think he played in the Community Shield. He got some minutes there. He's 10.5 mil, so he's cheaper than he was, and he's still a great player.
With him though, I feel like it's in my head that he gets more rested before at the first part of the season, the first half of the season, and second half, then he just comes in, steps in, which he did last season as well, right?
I know, but he also does struggle because of his age now and because of Champions League. He found that last year that, can we pick him because of Champions League? I got on him at the right time for a couple of weeks in the Prem. But it's, is he going to, when it's Champions League starts, that's the issue. Is he going to get rested and whatnot? But if he's playing KDB, if you want to pick someone who's nailed, KDB's the guy, really. Other than that, it's Foden, isn't it?
I think that there's another option personally, and he's in my draft at the moment, which
Palmer.
is Alvarez.
Oh God!
Come on, you just copying me. Copying me.
He started every game in pre-season.
He started every game. I did my research. We'll get onto that. We'll get onto that.
All right.
Anyway, we're talking about new signings. Let's just stick where we're doing new signings. We'll come back to this. So,
go on.
Vardiol, Cordial is 5 mil. The other defenders are all 5.5 pretty much. So that's the only thing I'd bring to your attention on there, lads. Ake is got a yellow flag on him. Kanji's 5 mil as well, forgive me. But he is probably going to play left back, I presume, which he has been doing. So interesting that one to see. Elsewhere, United, Mason Mount. What a signing.
Yeah, Onana's coming too.
Onana has definitely come in. He is getting lobbed from the halfway line daily. No, he's listen. Onana's a great signing. I think. What's his percentage? I feel like he's in every single draft. Everyone's picking.
He is 25.6. So he's second to Aviola.
Yeah, so huge.
He's not in mine at the minute, but his effective
probably
ownership
at the end of the podcast
me.
he will be.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah,
100%. Looks like a great signing. Højlund, who's come in. Obviously, still an unknown quantity in the Premier League.
7 mil, though.
7 mil, cheap. I think. He could absolutely fire. He could absolutely fire.
Could be amazing.
If everyone's going to be looking at Rashford, they're going to be looking at Rashford, aren't they, on the pitch? They're not obviously try to cancel him out, and then in terms of Højlund could just be starting, unknown quantity, could absolutely deliver. Who knows? Is it Haaland off Wish?
Yeah, Højlund is the reason why I've not gone for
headaches.
Onana in goal, because I want to leave a free Man United spot in my team just in case we see him game week 1 do absolute bits and go right. Okay, let's jump on him then.
Yeah, he's injured, isn't he, till September, guys?
So this is what happens, right? When I pull a shift, work all day, don't check my phone. Coop Dogs, Højlund is injured until September. Have I not seen this?
When did that
He's not. Did you not? You see, you're not seeing about this whole back situation that's come to light. So basically, United signed him, done the medical, and they found that he's got an issue with his back.
Brilliant.
That they've missed, and basically, it's the type of injury that could, because he's so young, put him out for a long period. Basically, he could play every other week type of thing.
I thought he was carrying the strikers. That's why his back was sore.
Go on, Chazza. Go on,
Not yet, Chazza. Martial hasn't played a minute so far in the season.
Hasn't played a minute in 3 years.
Yeah. Lacazette doesn't play in the Prem anymore. Remember Mike Halpin used to say he used to play like he carried a fridge on his back.
Oh my days. But yeah, listen, Mount at 7 mil, nice little option to consider. Obviously, we know what he can do when he's on his day. He does deliver good digits, but he's also very frustrating in FPL, as we've seen at Chelsea. But it'd be interesting to see how he does at United. I'd love for him to smash it and step up. Newcastle. Now, Harvey Barnes, unbelievable signing, I think. His stats, I think he scored 39 goals in the last 4 seasons. His stats are frightening, and he scored so many more, I think, than Maddison. Yeah. So for me, Harvey's a great signing. I think a couple of us signed it. Chazzy, you put him in your wild card, I think. In the last wild card that you did. The last wild card you did. You did put Harvey Barnes in, but he wasn't playing at the time. So we were thinking, why did you do that?
Yeah, I remember double-digit haul. He got away at Fulham. He scored 2 and he's first on the bench.
Yeah.
But listen, great signing, one to consider. And what's he coming at on FPL?
Livramento too.
Done deal.
Another FPL legend.
FPL legend, royalty. So Barnes at 6.5. So you're talking about Mount at 7. You got someone like Barnes at 6.5. Who probably could potentially score just as many goals and contribute. Good option.
If Livramento is coming in though, that does bring a cloud over Botman. Is it Trips or Botman? Because I know we can play both.
Burn.
Sorry.
Dan Burn. So
I mean
left back. Yeah. I mean Burn. Yeah.
So
Burns at left back.
Trippier and Livramento can play either side basically.
Yeah, it's true. Big Dan Burn played every game. Big Danny B. But Tonali, watched him play AC Milan. What a player, by the way. Absolute baller. Obviously,
I remember seeing a draft
defensive-minded
from Reedy with Tonali in it.
Yeah.
Like back
I made my very first draft. I put Tonali in just because it was like, who else am I picking here?
Listen, he ain't contributing too many, but he's an absolute player, by the way.
He's a baller,
really
isn't he?
Really tidy player. So yeah, that's it from them. Nottingham Forest have obviously been in the market. Matt Turner, so what was he, 4 mil?
Yeah.
Yes.
Goalkeeper, so something to consider there. If he's
that's
competing.
A done deal as of this morning. I think.
That is, it's on there. And then Langer from United. Not for me. He needs a season, I think, and lots of games in order to step up. So probably not the one. But Matt Turner's one to consider, guys, for your teams in goal. It's a new signing. Sheffield United, 4 signings, unknown quantities, all of them. Austin Trusty from Arsenal. Chazza, do you know who that is?
No.
Nope.
But my question is, why have they got rid of Burge heading into the season? Who's gone to Burnley? I don't think that's the right move for the Blades.
Send a note. Billy Sharp released as well.
Yeah.
Tottenham Hotspur. Obviously you've got to love
Postecoglou.
Yep, sorry. The Aussie manager. So Chazzy, you can get him on the phone. Maybe get him on the pod this season. Possible.
Yeah.
Make things happen. Aussie connections and that.
Might do. See how we go.
Well, it's a little tease. So James Maddison, we obviously know what he can do in the Premier League as well in FPL. Do you think he's going to hit, Rev? Is he going to be a hit? Yeah.
I think he's going to be great. I think I was watching him a lot in pre-season. I'm so tempted to put him in my draft, and I still might. To be honest, he takes an inordinate amount of shots, and we all know that he can be dangerous from them as well. So he's going to be creating lots of chances and just shooting loads as well. The only thing for me that kind of rubbishes him,
shooting loads.
just rubbishes him as an FPL asset is the fact that Kane might be going. So that's a big cloud over Spurs, and if Kane might be going, the only out and out number 9 that they have, considering Son is more of a left winger, is Richarlison. And so to have Spurs' number 9 at 7 mil as an out of position midfielder could become really tempting. But also Spurs might just get worse without Harry Kane as well. So it's so hard to know what to do. And it's definitely one of those that's just a wait and see.
Yeah, wait and see on that one. Madison, great signing, 7.5, 13% ownership so far. Player I brought into my FPL team last year, Solomon, who was obviously on loan at Fulham. He hit 3 games in a row.
Moments of drunken glory. Yeah.
You boys remember that one?
Divine inspiration.
Reedy's face looked like it did now.
Yeah. I'm still salty about that. I still can't believe that happened.
I'm just looking at Spurs. And then Solomon, I mean, they've signed him on a free.
Apparently, no, I think they have now paid some compensation, but I think they paid 3.5 million for him.
Oh, was it?
Yeah, apparently you could sign them for free from Ukraine teams now for free, but then they've also given some compo or something. But Solomon 5.5, probably still a bit pricey. I think for me, if he was 5, I'd actually consider it. Eben has just jumped in. Spurs with a new gaffer. Bit more unknown to go Madison week 1. Afternoon to you and welcome back to the podcast, mate. And we were just saying, obviously, with Ange, loves his attacking football. That's what he's trying to keep everyone, keep all the Kane. Chazza, is that you clicking? There we go.
Yeah, that was me. Baba Ducky's back, baby. Sorry.
Rubber Ducky, hello to you.
Sorry, I should have waited.
That's why I saw you excited. I saw you move on, but you were too quick, mate. I love it. But welcome back to everyone who's on the podcast and watching the stream. Please do give us a like, give this video a like. Keep it jumping in the comments, and don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already. We are back for the FPL season. So we're on about Richarlison as a potential striker, but transfers, I think that is it for Tottenham. I think we did discuss them. Vicario.
Yeah, just to answer the question from Evan, I think Maddison starts, right? Surely he starts.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, he's got to start.
Of course he starts. But I think he's just about performance-wise investing in Maddison at 7.5. Yeah, maybe a point. West Ham have We've only made one signing, Shawmore, Cliftonville. Don't even know where that is. Ireland? No, America. And then there are Harry Maguire. You brought some news before, Reedy. Is that fact or?
It's like they've got him, yeah, according to
Harry Maguire.
So, yeah, Maguire's going to be coming in. Ward Prowse to replace Rice, although he's probably not that deep. He's more of a creative sort of player, free kicks, crosses, and whatnot. If Paqueta goes, then it's one in, one out. But yeah, that's it. I mean, Cornet, do you remember at one point we all kind of were going with him when he played for Burnley? Not really seen much of him at West Ham.
I feel like he just never played. He never played. I think he played him in the cup, and that was it, didn't he?
And also, correct me if I'm wrong, Mikey, but did Nikola Vlasic used to play for you guys?
Yeah, Vlasic used to play for
us. Terrible player.
He's still at West Ham, but
he wasn't bad. He just never played.
You bought him for like 40 million, then never played him. And when he did play, he was shy, and then he went away, and then West Ham signed him for like 40 million.
Such a weird thing.
Yeah. But yeah, West Ham are going to benefit from getting Maguire. He is a good player. He does take a lot of stick, a bit too much stick, in my opinion. So I think that's a good little
buy. I think every team gets a scapegoat every so often, and
the one thing that worries me about, I remember Antonio was like a very, very popular pick for us all, but they're a bit thin in terms of picking Ings or Antonio. I'm more likely to pick Mbama, to be honest, the new guy, the young kid who's been playing in pre-season. They're a bit dead in terms of
4.5 mil. Yeah. You can't go wrong with that. Just keep him on your bench, see what happens.
Yeah, nice. And to round it up, transfers for Wolves.
I don't care.
Matt Doherty back where he made his name. And Traore from Mets, but very unknown quantity, and obviously they've sold about 43 players as well. But that rounds up transfers in there. But let's get on to some picks. Let's have a quick deep dive now. Goalkeepers. Rev, give us a goalkeeper, mate. What are you looking at? Why? Who's the bargain? Could be a budget, could be an enabler, could be prime. What are we doing?
So, I've gone for Johnston from Crystal Palace. Crystal Palace had a very good expected goals conceded data, making them the 4th or the 5th best team for expected goals conceded. Now, the question is, are they better or worse without Guaita? So, I've done a little bit of research for us. So, Guaita faced 116 shots on target last year and saved 84 of them, compared to Johnston, who faced 34 and saved 25. So when we convert that into a percentage, Johnson's save percentage is actually better than Guaita, if only by like 4%. It's still quite a good marginal increase, so 72.4% from Guaita, Johnston 76%. Goals against per 90 as well for Palace. Johnson again works out better than Guaita, even if it is just marginal, so like 1.26 goals against per 90 versus Johnson's 1.11. So again, it's a small margin, but it's still better. And then clean sheets per 90, Guaita played 27 games and kept 6 clean sheets, versus Johnson, who played 9 games and kept 3 clean sheets. So again, the comparative data is that Guaita is keeping a clean sheet 22.2% of the time, and Johnson is keeping a clean sheet 33.3% of the time. So not only do Crystal Palace perform quite well in terms of their expected goals conceded, I feel like that little marginal increase in those little bits there could be the very thing that's needed to turn those expected data into reality. And so that's the reason I've gone with Johnson. And then also he rotates quite well with Turner. So your first 8 games could be game week 1, you go with the Palace keeper, you play Sheffield United away. Game week 2, you go for the Forest keeper, Sheffield United at home. Game week 3, Palace keeper, Brentford away. Game week 4, again, Palace keeper, you got Wolves at home. Game week 5, Forest, you play Burnley at home. Game week 6, Palace.
Are you doing the full season? Sorry, mate.
You can rewind this in a minute and go back to me saying for the first 8 game weeks, and you waited until I was on game week 6 to interrupt me. You absolute melt.
Oh god.
So yeah, I mean, but anyway, just in terms of one goalkeeper there, that's still more preparation for a pod than Reedy's done for an entire season. So there you go, mate.
So
last year, bro?
So Guaita plus Johnston equals Onana, yeah?
Guaita plus Johnson equals 0.5 mil in the bank.
Equals
Some great
0.5.
fixtures.
I do like it.
And the good rotation.
Absolutely full of stats there. So was that your team, sorry, or was these your picks for our listeners you were considering?
Well, at the moment, Johnston is in my team.
Yeah,
because of all of the reasons I stated above. Well, not all of them. I did miss out the last 2 game weeks.
Yeah. So you could have just basically, in short, you could have went Johnston can play X out of the 8 and Turner can play X out of the 8. There you go, done.
Yeah,
well, I get it. Detail sometimes.
What are the details, Reedy?
Detail? Like, I'm trying to make a step up this season, Reedy. And
Reedy, that was more than what was in your dissertation.
Yeah.
Yeah, which was nothing. But yeah, we move.
Okay, so goalkeepers elsewhere. Obviously on FPL, most selected goalkeeper at the minute, Areola for West Ham, 4 mil, 30.8% ownership. Is he definitely going to be a pick for everyone to consider? Reedy, is he what everyone should be looking for as that backup? When you discount all the percentages and clean sheets and stats that Rev's just blown you away with.
Well, in short, people are going for Areola because they don't know if he's definitely gonna play. He was the cheapest goalkeeper when the game started. You know, people went for him. He might play and get some minutes ahead of Fabianski, but we don't know 100%. You'll probably see that at some point when he's not playing, Fabianski's getting the games, that his percentage will drop, his ownership will drop, which then, in effect, means Chazza.
Wait, sorry, what was the sentence?
Just checking. It means his price will drop. So that's
just better to go with Turner, though, surely.
Yeah,
Turner.
It's just a placeholder for people just because they want to pick a second cheap goalkeeper. And that's literally it. Simple as that.
I can't go Turner at the moment because I'm on triple Arsenal until the game updates on my phone. So
yeah.
So this is where a lot of people are now that transfer has been finalised to Forest. I think Turner's going to become that option now in there because he's going to be guaranteed to start, right? So I can't see Forest signing Henderson anytime soon. Now I don't think it's going to happen. And then, obviously, outside of the 4 mil from the budget keepers, the 5 millions, Onana and Ramsdale at 5 mil, they share 25% ownership and 20% ownership. Obviously, Onana, still an unknown quantity in the Premier League. He's going to be, obviously, a different style keeper, definitely not a standard usual keeper for United. But with Ramsdale at Arsenal, Chaz, obviously there's potentially Raya going to Arsenal.
Great segue, Jack, because my starting keeper at the moment is Flecken from Brentford.
Do you want to say any more about that, Chaz?
I'm not going to be as long I'm not going to be as long as Reedy. He's usual cliche and unknown quantity. But I'll go through his
compared to Rev. Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
Go on.
I'll go through his first 7 fixtures, however. I won. 5 of his first 7 are rated as a 2 in the FDR, which is somewhat favourable.
You do know, though, shocking pre-season, not look the best. Looks like he works at IKEA. And basically... and basically, he's 2.2% owned. So, Chazza, I feel like you've got some more homework to do on that one, buddy. But at the beginning of the season, he was quite a templated pick until the likes of Onana came in. I'm currently sat on Pickford. I do not like that whatsoever.
Don't do it to yourself, bro. Pickford. Don't do it to yourself.
However,
take it from me.
Well, similar to Onana in a sense of BPS. Onana will get BPS for his pass completions. just like Edison always did, type of thing in a way.
Yeah.
Although City kept less clean sheets than was expected last year. But yeah, I'm currently on Pickford just because
Pickford is another one who rotates really well with Turner as well. So
that's what I'm currently on Pickford and Areola, but it will be probably Turner.
Yeah,
but it's just the fixtures for me.
What about Steele from Brighton?
Well, it takes up a Brighton spot if you've only got the two with Stupinan and Matoran, for example. I've got three. I'm on a Stupinan.
I've got a controversial opinion about this, I think. I don't want to be on triple Brighton because it feels like I'm
triple Brighton.
Well, for the reason that I feel like I'm booking in a transfer. Like, come game week 4...
Oh, you're wildcard in game week 2, aren't you?
Yeah, Sam. Not this season. I hope not, anyway.
Game week 3, then. All right.
But yeah, in game week 4, Brighton's fixtures go really quite dodgy, to be honest. And I feel like I'm booking in a transfer if I go for 3 of them. Whereas I could just keep 2 of them and bench 2 of them if they're quite cheap, like João Pedro and Estupinan. If I've got a 6.5 in there, like Matoma, I'll feel like I have to transfer him out for the start of that run of fixtures.
Yep.
So that's the reason I'm not on triple Brighton, is because I don't want to be booking in transfers.
Yep, fair enough, mate. Thank you for that. And over to defenders. Let's have a look. Now we know Estupinan is 52% owned by managers out there at 5 mil. Really well priced. And obviously had a really good second half of the season last year. Alexander-Arnold, 8 million, big money, plays more as a midfielder. Be interesting to see how, what you guys have got and what you think, if they're good moves or not to. Other well-priced players, Botman could be your Newcastle asset as coverage at 4.5. Tyrone Mings, 4.5 as well. And I think a lot of managers have got Belf Luton. Chaz has left the stream.
Yeah, I've gone for Kabore personally from Luton. I think he's probably the more attacking pick and probably a bit more nailed. But that's just me.
Yeah, and then other kind of cheaper assets. So Reece James at 5.5. Obviously he was messed around kind of last season, didn't find his form. Obviously injuries as well. Be interesting to see what happens with him, and obviously Chilwell on the other side at 5.5.
Quick question for Reedy: are you still on Saliba?
No.
You're not on Saliba anymore.
Gabriel at the minute, yeah.
Yeah, so just for like the viewers at home, like I think if you are questioning about whether or not you're going to go for Saliba or Gabriel, let me just try and...
Saliba! Sorry.
Yeah, cool. Had to be great contribution there, Chaz. Like, if you are up and ahhing about like Zinchenko, Saliba, or Gabriel, like the reason I'm going Gabriel is because last season, and it's not just minutes by the way. So last season, Arsenal were the 4th best in the league for goals scored from set pieces. So they scored 14 goals from set pieces last season, ranking them only behind Liverpool, Spurs, and Brentford, who were 17, 16 and 16. So they're not too far away from being the best team at attacking set pieces. Gabriel is an aerial threat, as we've seen, but the thing that makes him like one of the best picks for me is that within their opening 7 fixtures, and I won't name them all, in their opening 7 fixtures, they do play the 2 worst teams for expected goals conceded from set pieces. That's Forest and Bournemouth. So that's the reason I'm going for Gabriel, is that he's just the smart pick, he's the nailed pick, and also he's great from set pieces. He's in the team that's one of the best at attacking set pieces, playing against some of the worst teams at defending set pieces. It's an absolute no-brainer.
You've covered that pretty well there, Rev. I think that's what you do. You provide all the stats. You make the picks based on the stats, and then you finish bottom of the league. So I'll do like it, mate.
Oh, man. Pain. It's true.
But I like the logic. I like the thinking.
Yeah, I like it. It's one of the things you got to consider. Is like, who's good at set pieces, who's bad.
Yeah. Elsewhere, any budget picks? Anyone else? Any contributions for defenders?
I've got one. I've heard this across the socials. I don't really know a whole lot of info behind this, but I heard Caboro from Luton Town is one to consider.
Oh, it's not like no one's mentioned that on the pod.
What deja vu here? What deja vu, Mikey? Chazza, Mikey mentioned him about 5 minutes ago or so.
Yeah.
And when Jack mentioned Bell, for Luton, it's all good though, brother. It's all good.
Stick with us, mate. This is the concentration bit. After the 1 hour hits on the pod, Chaz is like,
yeah.
The shower's worn off now, Jack.
Asleep.
His hair's freezed out.
His hair's drying. He's like, right, I'm ready for bed. But yeah, so he basically, the little background on that is he was at Man City. Was it under 21 or something?
Yeah.
And they've loaned him to Luton, and he could be a little bit of a decent player. But obviously he's bench fodder at the moment for us. But there you go, Chazza. Homework. I know your captain's corners, your bread and butter. I know that. I appreciate that. Yeah. Come on, son. You made
honestly, I've got a new segment for this season, and it's called Reverend's Rising Sensations, with the way he's just flowing off his stats this evening. It's incredible.
Is this the one is this going on your own YouTube channel?
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah. I think that the last defender, though, that we need to mention is obviously a Stupinan from Brighton, a 5 mil. He just can't be ignored. If you want some more stats on him, despite being a defender, he still managed last season to be Brighton's 4th most creative player with a total of 5.64 expected assists, and that puts him ahead of some of the more likely names that you might find.
You say last defender to mention though, Mikey. I mean, why on earth are none of us not mentioning the 2 highest? Well, I say 2 highest. Yeah, it is 2 highest scoring defenders, and that's Trippier and Trent. Like, are we all going without them? Are we happy to go without them?
Mate,
I'm not paying 8 mil for a CDM.
I'm paying.
You're paying.
I'm paying.
Okay.
You're getting ripped off, mate.
No, I'm paying because you can always downgrade, right? You can always downgrade.
You can. That's a great point, and I think if
because you'll never get back to him. You can't get back to him unless you wild card, right?
If Trent looks essential, like I'm going to be sat there going, I need to take a -4 immediately. So, and at the same time, though, like in the current system, he's still playing right back. So he's not even moving further up the field at the moment. He's still not like inverted wing back position. So
I think the thing is, like Liverpool with the change of formation towards the back end of last season when they sorted the shit out.
But also what's his name, Reedy? What's his name? Your new number 8?
Szoboszlai.
Yeah, he'll be taking some set pieces off Trent.
Reedy, he's giving me your new name. I'm going to call you Szoboszlai. It sounds like a Pokemon.
Szoboszlai. Yeah. He's gonna one of the advantages of Trent was set pieces, but now they don't have to commit a defender further up the pitch in order to take the set piece. They can just get the brand new shiny number 8 to do it. So, listen, and he's good. He's good, by the way. He's really good at set pieces. Szoboszlai, lads.
Boys, it's just Szoboszlai. Just literally, you're a slob
and you're sly.
Szoboszlai. Yeah. But anyway, that's a good point. I like the fact that Jack's different. Like he's, I expected everyone to be like, no, fixtures. He's too expensive.
I'm tight.
Yeah. Or it's interesting. I mean, Trippier I can understand completely wide maybe, but he was
bad fixtures, mate.
198 points compared to 156 what Trent and Ben White finished on. It's astonishing, really, the amount of numbers he put up. He just puts crosses in for fun. But one of the quick one is a guy for Spurs his name's been floated about a bit.
Pedro?
No,
Udogie. He's played left back, yeah.
Udogie, yeah, he's played.
I think he started last 3 games in pre-season. I saw that.
Yeah, he's looked decent, and he could be a decent little 4.5 option. So yeah,
definitely want to watch, Jenny.
Yeah, I like that.
Midfield.
Colin just mentioned. Has anyone thought about Kabore? Who's he play for?
Hey. Who's that again?
So there's this guy who plays for Luton, yeah. I don't know if we mentioned it, he's from like Man City, but he's on loan.
It's only one season, isn't it?
Oh, I've got fishing here, Chazza.
Oh no!
Nibble a little bit for me, baby.
Midfielders. All right, let's have a look at this. At the moment, in the team highest ownership in the top 5, the cheapest asset in there is Matoma, 6.5. So you've got Saka 8.5, Rashi at 9, Bruno 8.5, cheap, and Salah at 12.5. And Matoma's at the highest, is the cheapest midfielder in there. Elsewhere, Eze 6.5 and 16% ownership, pretty high for him. Obviously, we've mentioned De Bruyne, who's dropped a couple of mil, 10.5. Martinelli's obviously increased this year to 8 mil. Other midfielders, so Mbeumo 6.5. Obviously, he's going to be main man. He starts every game pretty much when he's fit. He's got a yellow flag on him at the minute, but 6.5, 12% ownership. Other players elsewhere. Anderson, who's this Anderson for Newcastle? Is he?
He's got 3 goals and 3 assists in pre-season.
Yes, Mikey. This is where the stats are good, mate.
Yeah, so he's currently in my team.
Is he an academy player? Is he an academy, or is he?
No idea where he's from, to be honest. But he's just been starting loads of games pre-season. He's been looking dangerous. Yeah. And so, 4.5 mil, you can't really go that wrong.
He's the new long shaft.
Yeah, the new Lundstrom, potentially, just the cheapest chips option who might do really well. So, he's kind of at the expense of any 6.5 mil defender. So, a lot of people are going to Arsenal, to United, and a 6.5. I don't like any of the 6.5 mids. So Mbeumo, he's got a knock and he plays Spurs in the first game. I'm not sure how well he's going to do anyway. Matoma, don't want Matoma just purely because of the fact that I want Estupiñán and João Pedro, and I don't want 3 Brighton assets. Use another one. Eze, I don't like Palace's fixtures. To be honest, feels a little bit like a compromise. The only one that could maybe tempt me around is that Diaby. Have you guys been onto him? Yeah, Villa. He looks sharp. He looks really good, but I'd rather go for Alvarez at 6.5 at that price point. I know it's a different position, but I just feel like there's a lot more of a higher ceiling with a player like Alvarez than there is with Matoma, for example.
Yeah, no, fair enough. Any budgets from you boys, Chazza, Reedy? Any budgets enablers that you've come across?
Well, apart from Anderson, not
really. Actually, and Ensenso from Brighton. I think he could be all right. I think he could.
Is he start though? Is he going to be starting?
He's not been starting lots of minutes in pre-season. I think definitely as the season goes on, he could become an option for sure.
The only issue you've got is that Brighton are going to be signing Kudus from Ajax, who can play in that sort of position as well. Also, you've got Lallana, who's fit. There's another player for Brighton I can't think of right now, but
Milner.
Milner. Have we spoken about this Kapore?
Oh yeah, can we talk about Kapore? It's a 4 million.
Oh, he's coming in my team. This guy. He's the most talked about player.
How about this? Long season ahead.
Hey, mate, well, we've not even gotten onto Martin Rashford yet, so we.
All right, a couple of quick ones. I think we've mentioned during the pod, right? Richarlison, 7 mil midfielder, could be playing up top.
If Kane goes, I am very interested.
You're in. Garnacho is in for me. 5 mil. Garnacho, I reckon.
You've got him
coming on.
He's in Bash's coming nowhere near my team. No chance.
And then I
think it's a good pick, though. I'm with Jack on this.
He is going to be coming on. He will.
If Kane goes,
and he could start. So
if Kane goes, Spurs fall to bits.
No, I'm not about Richarlison. I'm about Garnacho.
Oh yeah, go on.
Garnacho, yeah. Garnacho's a great pick.
And then I've also.
He just turned into Winston Churchill, then he was like, no.
Vicar of Dibley. No.
Really puts the no in Garnacho. Garnacho, no, yes. Mate.
The other one was, forgive me for this pronunciation, but Chukwuemeka from Chelsea.
Yeah, good 4.5 mil midfielder, and in the absence of Nkunku, could be starting in that number 10 position.
Number 10, yeah. So
if Rubber Ducky's still watching, I know he's a Chelsea fan. Let us know in the comments, mate.
Yeah, Ducky, let us know.
No, he does like Troublemaker.
Does he? Yeah. Okay. Fair play.
Troublemaker. 4.5, 2.7% ownership. I like him. He could come on down. And yeah, I think that's it. They're the ones. Obviously, you mentioned Harvey Barnes as well, 6.5. Yeah. That was the other one.
Where are we all standing on the
Bruno
Martinelli
versus
on the Martinelli debate?
Slobber Sly.
Where are we all?
The Martinelli.
Yeah.
As in,
I keep flicking between Martinelli and Odegaard. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Because for me, like,
how good's this? The pronunciations remind me of some geezers trying to order from a Spanish menu.
I'll have the jalapeno chorizo.
Oh my god!
Yeah.
Listen, we need a buzzer for this kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Horrendous.
Yeah. Anyway, back to Martin. Like, for me, the reason is minutes, and also because of the new regulations in terms of the stoppage time as well. So we might see people getting brought off early, not realising that they could go later into the game as players get used to that. So with Havertz coming in, Trossard has been looking sharp, by the way, in pre-season. Trossard's looked really good. And he also got a goal in the Community Shield, be it a dodgy deflection, but he put himself out there, didn't he? But let's also consider who else that we'd all forgotten about made a cheeky appearance in the Community Shield. It's Smith Rowe, right? Smith Rowe, exactly, seems to be back. He can play out on the left if he wants to. And I haven't even mentioned yet the player who Martinelli was actually subbed off for, which is Fabio Vieira. He exists as well. I forgot that he completely exists. So not only do I think that Martinelli will get like less minutes this year, I still think Odegaard could be involved with more attack and returns just by sheer virtue of being on the pitch for longer. So just a little stat for you. So Odegaard in general takes more shots per 90 minutes than Martinelli. So Odegaard, he takes 2.61 shots per 90 and Martinelli takes 2.49. And I know that's not much, but when you consider that Odegaard is going to be playing pretty much every minute of every game, and Martinelli will be getting subbed off around the 70th minute, you can almost guarantee for one of the, like Reece Nelson or someone like that, who I haven't even mentioned yet as well. Like he could, push himself a bit further down the pecking order. But speaking of pecking order as well, like Odegaard's at the top as well for direct free kicks, and Odegaard also takes a lot of corners as well. So that's why at the moment I'm on Odegaard. But I can be convinced around to Martinelli. I just need,
Well, if anyone wants to convince you about Martinelli, please jump in the comments. Yeah. And we're going to jump into strikers. Chazza, up top, who are we looking at? Have you got any budget strikers that people need to be aware of? Any ones that we haven't looked at?
Ones we need to be aware of.
Or you keep it to yourself.
Mentioned him is João Pedro.
João Pedro, 13.4% ownership. We have mentioned him on the podcast throughout. I do have him in my team at the moment. I am weighing up whether to keep him in there and try and make some moves elsewhere. But great option. Is he going to be a guaranteed star, or is Ferguson going to be starting, or which way around do we think?
I don't think Ferguson's got enough pre-season minutes to be starting. I think João Pedro is one of them where for 5.5 mil, he's starting like every game in pre-season, and was also on penalties, even ahead of the likes of Pascal Gross in pre-season as well. Like he, for me, is right up there as like a great option. And, a 5.5 mil, he's benchable as well if, the worst should happen. Like, so yeah, bit of a no-brainer for me.
Cool. Reedy, you with us?
Oh, I had this conversation with someone. Like, no, I don't mean it in a bad way. I mean, I like Odegaard and I want Odegaard. My heart's telling me Odegaard. My head's telling me Martinelli. And it's such a difficult thing to decide because of what?
You're still midfielders, are you?
No, you said you asked me what I thought on that, but my thing is that Odegaard could be playing.
You've been away for 5 minutes, haven't you, mate?
I've just been looking at Odegaard and Martinelli and looking at like João Pedro.
We moved on to strikers, mate.
What strikers, mate? Just talk about João Pedro.
Yeah. No, I was looking at João Pedro and like taking him.
No, you were not.
I was.
No, you were not, mate.
Anyway, I've got Martinelli and João Pedro currently.
My mind is telling me Odegaard, but my body is telling me Martinelli.
I hope those windows are, double glazed.
What a shambles! What a shambles! Right, strikers.
What a podcast this is.
Strikers,
go back to the striker situation, mate.
Strikers, Wilson,
yes. Alvarez, easy,
yes, no,
done.
What?
I like João Pedro, yeah, I do like him. I think he'll probably get more minutes than Ferguson, but at the moment I'm on him and Haaland. So other than that, really, I don't know. I think budget wise, it works.
Calvert-Lewin,
no chance.
No.
Danny Ings or Antonio.
Neither.
6 millers.
Neither. The 4.5 mil new guy. What's his name?
Oh, McAtee.
No, for West Ham. The youngster.
The one I mentioned before. You mean, Rev?
Yeah. Just get him in.
Yeah. What about your favourite Rev, Solanke?
Oh, don't get me started on him. No.
If you don't worry, dun 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 dun, about a thing. And Dominic is
I'm just gonna let him go through this.
Solanke will be alright. Dun dun. Deja vu, baby.
Yeah. Bournemouth have like the worst fixtures out of everyone, don't they?
Right, Alvarez 6.5.
Yeah, in my team.
In my team.
Easy.
I
played started every game of pre-season. Looked really dangerous in the Community Shield.
Mistake.
No, mate, he's in. He's in. He's playing.
The thing is,
what about Wisser?
I'd rather have Wisser instead of Alvarez. Put it that way.
But the thing about my draft at the moment is I do have Alvarez in there, but I've also got 1.5 mil in the bank. So like, if it turns out to be a great mistake, then one, Chilwell comes off my bench for him if Alvarez doesn't play, fine. And two, I can upgrade him to an 8 million.
I don't think it's that. I think it's that you're starting with a guy who basically is only played because KDB's not getting the minutes. Alvarez isn't as effective when he's playing in that role. And also, yes, Akib. And then basically, like, you're getting him in for one game. You're getting him in for the Burnley game. You don't really want him for the other games. So I just think it's
I'm not sure I fully agree with that, because when KDB came on, he came off for as part of a double substitution with Palmer and De Bruyne for Kovacic and Haaland, and so Alvarez stayed on the pitch.
It was the Community
Shield. But then when KDB came on, he was playing just behind Alvarez still. So and then Grealish came off for Foden. And so, like, I just think there's like an opportunity here, and I feel like we've all been absolutely like, our heads have just been going, Pep roulette, when I don't feel like there's a more nailed Man City player other than Haaland than Alvarez at the moment.
Would anyone consider
just ending the stream? Sorry,
Harry Kane.
Just because you're tired, lad.
Harry Kane, if he stays with Haaland up top.
Harry Kane, no, you can't do it. What's the point? You're not going to captain him.
I'm not scared about Harry Kane because of his ownership, if that makes sense. Like, I definitely want Harry Kane in my team, but his effective ownership means he's just not really that much of an issue. Look at Chazza.
I think the main thing of last season was Jack had Kane and Haaland quite a bit, didn't you? You did quite well from that, but I think if you might as well have Salah. If you're going to have Kane, just have Salah because you are going to more than likely captain Salah.
Whereas big final season in the Premier League.
Yeah, Kane will get his 9 points, his bonus, this, that, and the other, but he won't sort of haul often enough to justify having him over Salah.
Rev, pick him. Stick to what you know, mate.
Yeah, I'll have to pray for healing first.
Stick to what you know.
I'm gonna have to get a miracle on the go to
Yeah, easy. Lads, we have run out of time. I would like to thank everyone for joining us on the stream. It was so good to be back in the studio with Chazza, Reedy and Rev. The Game Week 1 podcast Friday night. Hands up if you're on.
Oh, yeah. I'm in.
Let's roll.
Chaz is going to be a Friday night footy at the Aussie.
Yeah, sorry, guys.
Aussie mullet on TV somewhere, celeb spotting. But we've had a great time previewing, obviously, the season. Rev went through every single fixture. We went through all the transfers. And then we went through some great budget picks. That was phenomenal. And our pronunciations of all these new players were horrendous. And so we absolutely nailed it. Really enjoyed it, lads. Good to be back. And can't wait to see you next time. This has been the FPL Addicts podcast. And we'll see you on Friday.
Eat shit, Jack.